Can I look up? Is that what I know? Cannery. Oh, that's a reference to a guy called Lewis. They're going to tell you what happens in the book.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that.
I'm going to shut up.
I'm just going to start at the beginning. With the house.
When they're reading these. I'll just be quiet when they are.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
I think, I'm not sure.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Might get like my toes, my crusty toes down there. That'll stop now.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I'm chubby.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
I haven't got this dialogue when I went up that way, I don't think. It says something different, I think. This is quite a sad game, by the way, guys. And this is...
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about
it. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Yeah, no crap. Is that Milton? Milton Finch, yeah. So that dude up there.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
What's this? Oh, I'm going down. Holy crap. I'm gonna have played this.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I like that. I never noticed this. That's cool.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
It gets really dark in this game, guys.
For the first time in years.
That doesn't look right.
I felt like I was home.
I feel like there's like the It house or something. Pennywise house, like the new one that's coming up. I don't know. Yeah, that looks right. It's randomly. Oh, have I inverted the controls? Oh. Guys, that's why it keeps on randomly looking down like that. And I keep on seeing my crusty answers.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth. Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Oh, that's sick. I didn't even notice that.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I think if you look in all the peepholes for a certain amount of time, they give you dialogue.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait. My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
I want to see if any other dialogue comes up. I can't be asked. I peeped in that one. I think I have. I don't think there are any other rooms.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Yeah, I don't think there are.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Holy crap.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh, that's not good.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Oh, is this Molly's room, I think?
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
I just noticed that. There's like wardrobes inside the bed. I just thought that was like lipstick.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Mention my eye. My itchy ass.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Mary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen.
I think her mom is Edie.
I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
What if the gerbil died? He just starved to death. Are you seriously thinking about eating?
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
I don't eat the fish. Jesus Christ. What can I eat? What can I eat? What can I eat?
I kept eating and eating,
You. Again. You. Oh, no. That's not right.
I ate a lot of things that night.
What if that poisoned you? You don't know what type of poison.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
You don't
I
eat
reached
them.
out for her.
Yeah.
And suddenly,
Oh crap, I'm a cat.
I was a cat.
Bam.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really
I
scared.
haven't completed this game. That's a very big lie, yeah I have. Well, it seemed like it's my first time. But I mean, when I played it for the first time, it wasn't my first time, I kind of watched it.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
But they're frozen in time. Oh, I suppose that's there. Come on. Come at me, bro. I no scoop you. What's in their nest?
The babies were all gone.
Well, crap. Eat you. Dirty.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Ha!
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Damn.
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore.
Well, tough.
All I cared about was eating that mama. I gobbled her up.
Oh,
And suddenly, I was an owl.
holy crap.
First, all I heard was the
Wait,
wind.
I thought that...
Then I
was
heard
on
little
the floor.
teeth nibbling in the
I
grass.
thought they... Oh, wait, no, I was a cat. Why did I think I was that little bird? Where's a rabbit?
Rabbits.
Yeah, where? Oh, bummer. Ha! Guy.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
What did you
Then
choke?
I flew off to find
That's a
something
choking
bigger.
hazard. Come on, I have to get this achievement. Come on, Molly.
A mama rabbit.
Where? Oh. I see. Got her. Yes, I got
She was
the
almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
I'm gonna die.
Suddenly, I was a shark.
Nom. Why in the hell am I a shark? Oh my god. She's on something.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now,
Jesus.
I was hungrier than ever.
Why did they start horning at a bloody shark?
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Give it a fat juice. Yeah.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
What did she do? Yeah, that's not good
Grabbed
for
up
you.
tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh wait, I think there's one achievement.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
So this is what you feed your dog. I'm gonna have to let you know.
I but I mean real quiet.
Get eaten!
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I
Wasn't
had
the
to
last
have,
passenger?
so I swam towards it.
I should have let him say this.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
But don't stay, be a little closer. Roses really smell like ooh, 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 ooh. Why am I singing that? Oh, because I'm in the toilet, that's why. I think I'm stuck.
I got closer and closer.
Oh, I'm in her room.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Jesus. That's probably not what happened. She probably died of indigestion or choked on something. I think she might have actually.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
I think she not out the water though. Out of the window.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I'm in Great-Grandma Edie's room. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Johan. You know, my name's Johan, and you know what time
On
it
January
is?
7th,
Disco time.
1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Sven. Molly! Oh! Cat lady. Sven. Yeah, Sven wasn't on that. Well, he was on her, but he wasn't one of the people. Molly's the cat lady.
Odin
that I
Finch
just
is the
did.
first to be
Cat
buried
girl.
in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
She looks a bit like my nan. But not her. Her.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
This is a beautiful pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
Okay. I love this bathroom. What's this? Do you have to stand off the on the toilet to reach up to on top of the toilet? Jesus Christ.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
What's in here?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Oh, I know what happens there. With that swing. Things. Oh, I think that's the story we got now. I know what happened to Calvin and I know what happened to Sam. It's not sad.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
Yeah.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Wait, one thing. Sam died in 1983. She was born.
How I Want to Remember My Brother.
I think around
by Sam
16
Finch.
years old.
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
I started doing this at first. One leg. That was how you do it, but now I realise it's both legs.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Yeah.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that
She
day,
definitely sounds
he finally
like John.
made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
I would have stopped ages ago. I would have stopped when I went off the ground.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe
Sharp
he'd still
that
be
man.
here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
He landed, I would say he landed in. Oh. He shouldn't have died from that. I think.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I think he hit the old house.
After the funeral,
I think
Edie
that's what
roped off
killed him.
Calvin's half of the room.
Sam and Calvin.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
that just painted it. It's good. Flipping hell. Flipping hell.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
I'm gonna go into Barbara.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
I know what the story said that happened to her. I don't know what actually happened to her.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Who the hell is that? Is that me? No, I'm joking. Bob's tree.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
What an imbecile.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Rick?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
It's the Halloween music. Balls can go. Whoa. That was a challenge. No crap.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
So, this was her dad. Right. dad.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. From you now is that you're hurt.
She threw him out, but she...
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Ugh.
Walter, are you there?
I might be under the
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And the end was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
knock knock. Oh, ding dong.
At the door, she
Hello, my
heard
bud.
whispering.
My people.
It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
Come on, I'll
And she
get
saw
another
what
this one.
kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fan. The police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Okay. That just made me sad. Okay.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Right now, way out of here. Nah, I don't think it's through the... Is it? Oh yeah, because... Okay. Maybe that key in the music box might be something.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I'll check the comments. It is the What Remains of Edith Finch. That's what it's called. I should probably turn my computer on for the comments instead of having to stop all the time.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Well, okay,
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Well, okay. And apparently it's
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Oh, yeah.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Never.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster.
I think this is Walter. Yeah, it is.
On the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
I'm gonna have a look at this.
Almost friendly.
Calendar over time.
And then one day, everything just
2005, yeah.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now.
So if that's 2005, he died in 2005.
The longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
I saw a hammer up there. I should probably take that.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly.
Oh, there's one there.
And Calvin.
Calvin. Oh, that's the...
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day.
Or a day.
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Oh, it's a train. It's a train. Oh, no. Train.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Well, let's make the same mistake.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Or he made. Well, I guess I am.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
There could be dialogue at any moment.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Why is there a chair in the tree? There's 2 chairs in the tree. Jesus.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Okay.
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
True.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Okay, I'll be sure to check it out.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Cat, dog, rabbit, fish. Oh, does that say Christopher? Come on.
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
And one has to say Christopher. Yeah, Chris. That's one that Molly had. The one that she had. She was 10. But he was 11. He was around 30 or 49. 49. That's bad. 49. I guess he liked cutting stuff and making stuff. He did. She was 83 Gs. I guess she was smart. Walter. He just like the outside. He did 43 years. No, 53. 16.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
See what? Oh, is that the old house?
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Yeah, but your mom was kind of...
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
1. Jesus. Sheesh kebab. Yeah, because he never said that he died, did they? He just... I think he disappeared. I'm not sure though. Yeah, it does say 2003.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Yeah, I can't be asked to say how old they are. Math is annoying.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday. And find everything out for myself.
Me too, then. I'm chubby. So it's hard to get up there. Oh, this is where the bird went. Big tree over here.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Okay, well apparently she's not fat then. pregnant. Why is he laundry mat? What's down there? What is that? Something down there. It's like a kayak.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Yeah. Very strict ass. We might have to play for this story.
They were
now.
both pretty intense.
Oh.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm?
Perfect.
Yeah, well, I
It's
mean,
gonna
if
rain
it's
the
your
whole
story, you're
weekend,
probably gonna
isn't it?
die. That's why. So
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make Dad?
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad,
Let me get behind you.
do I have to do this?
Dawn.
yes.
Great shot, Dawn!
Shoot it again, just in case.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Quick, run, quick, 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 quick. Quick, Sam, quick.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the
Alive.
camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
No! Sam's gone. Uncle Sam. That's what I'm going to call him because of the American thing, dude. Person. I know him from the horror movie. That's
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most.
He's dead.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
No, I'm not gonna go there yet. Yeah, I know.
Meet it.
He's dead. Not Sam. I guess that's his gun. Okay, right, I'm turning on my PC so that I can just see all the comments.
After Sam died,
I had like 3 weeks.
my mom and Edie
digestive
got really
stuff.
close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh, Gregory. Who's Greg? He's a tiny little baby. Wait, did he die? Oh.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
R.I.P. Gregory. Let's get like 2 seconds of quiet, and then I'm not even looking at the screen. There we go. PC. Oh, do I have no Wi-Fi? Oh crap! I forgot. 2 weeks ago, I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone?
Oh,
Something funny was
Kay's
happening, but
daughter.
only he could see it.
son. Kay's the lady that put all the pink crap.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
What is going on here? Oh, frog. Frog.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Oh.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
I want to get the
Reminded me
whale.
so much of Calvin.
Who is Calvin? Oh, that was the space dude.
Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
I just want the bloody... Give it to me. Hello. Hello, I fishy.
It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night, I wish you could have told us.
Oh no!
The world he saw.
Gregory's a 1-year-old. He doesn't
There's so
know
much I don't understand. About
Oh.
Gregory.
Oh,
About everything.
I'm Gregory! I'm Fish Baby. That's what I am. And what's that? Oh, it's the plug.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Fish Baby. Fish Baby. Fish Baby. Did he drown?
I'm sure he's happy.
He drowned. No.
And he'd want you
Drowned
to
at
be happy
once.
too.
Ah.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Oh, they got divorced. Had a divorce contract. God damn, man. Look at Gus. Augustus Gloop. A poem for
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
I mean, it
Our
probably
father
is.
never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
I have breakfast.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
You may kiss the bride.
Wait.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
F you, Dad. I think over there obviously is where the seat was in the tree, so this might be the story.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
That nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Yeah. Definitely want
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam.
Bang.
But I didn't. Until we found you.
Yeah, until we found you and half.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Damn it. It's not people. Oh! Is this the kayak room? It's the kayak room, isn't it? How do I get up there?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Yeah, kayak room. That's where.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
As you can tell, if Dawn's there, and Milton and Lewis were Edith's brothers, then yeah.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Yeah, Lewis was the brother.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. Happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal, but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
I just want to say this. I like it.
Milton Finch
Yeah, it doesn't
in
say when he
The
ever
Magic
actually
Paintbrush.
dies.
4 when Milton disappeared.
There's only 2 more stories, or 3
Mom
more
spent months
stories.
searching for my brother.
Depending
Then
what
she
happens
sealed
to
the
Edith.
doors.
Because there's... I know Edie's and Dawn's is one. And Lewis's is another.
Whatever Milton had found in the house,
another.
Mom didn't want it getting out.
I never called him Louisa.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
It's sick. It's a boat. He lived in a bloody boat. Of course he lived in a boat.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar.
Yeah,
That
no
part of it
crap.
went
He's
on.
got this. He's got legalize marijuana. Yep. That's what literally says.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time
Alone.
playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Okay. What's through this door? Yeah, I don't want to get home at night. Not actually been out here. Yeah, I think Lewis's story is in there. And yeah, all I need is Edie and Jones. What's this?
I wish we'd stayed.
No, that's spoilers. Spoilers. I remember what that room is. Oh. This one's really long, this story.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it.
Yes, I'm playing
He
both
said
of
he
these
started
games
small.
at the same time. The small little maze one,
Imagining a
and
labyrinth.
the cannery one.
He'd feel his way about.
And it's really hard.
Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names.
And I have an itchy nose.
He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
I didn't realise there was a door.
But he found something more. I worried about him then, daydreaming at the cannery.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
I spoke with his boss, but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
Oops.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Okay.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Some options.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
So I'm going to pick the options that I haven't
It
done
became a
yet.
game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Hello.
In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
I've already done Handsome Queens, I've done Beautiful Prince.
beautiful prince.
I swear that's not how it works then. Okay. It was like Handsome Prince, Beautiful Princess.
The prince was on his own quest for
I've done Radiant Rainbow, so I'm gonna go Sinister Serpents.
sinister serpents.
Oh crap. Dead.
He followed the sound of his
I've already done that.
electric sitar.
Was it Shimura?
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. but he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
So what clothes do I have on? So am I princess or nonetheless? Where's the golden ball?
Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
I think most of them were white, but I'm not sure. Some of them might have been black.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
What's that? What's that? The I even need to move. Oh, I can't move backwards.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Oh my god, it's Magic Cat! Oh, it's Molly. Molly? I didn't even notice she was in this. It's not Molly the girl. The name of the cat Molly is put after Molly.
Prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
That's a guillotine.
Bend down his head.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure I want to do that with the guillotine, please. Oh, crap, I'm doing it.
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Jesus. Oh, Lewis is dead.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
People saying you and your family and stuff. She's not talking to the... She's kind of talking to someone in her family, so...
On the way back from Lewis's funeral,
sure
my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell... I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Edith.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
So, Calvin, Barbara, Molly, Sam, Edie and Walter all had their own room inside the house. Gregory and Gus lived near the attic. Dawn lived in the attic. Oh no. Lived with them. No, lived in the attic. Gus and Gregory. Lewis and Milton lived a little bit of... Then Dawn moved to the playroom type place. To where we are now. Lewis and Milton lived a little bit. And Edith, the oldest newest person, she lived in the highest place.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
You? What does she mean by you? Oh, it's our own story. Does this mean that I'm dying now? What does this mean?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Yeah, she's being honest. They're arguing. I keep on accidentally pressing that button.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Ah, crap, that's the only peephole I haven't done. Labyrinths, I think that book was good. Bushroll, a good tree, good topic, sorry. A book of Tomorrow or Morning, Viking Belly, Templing the Sea, Taming the Sea, Poseidon's Tale.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Sure.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your story. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way out.
Oh my god!
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
I hate that button so much.
There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
I saw this.
No, I've seen that house every day of my life.
I swear to God.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
That's good.
I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things.
There's a death. Oh, I think you're saying that. But I thought the medications were specific and you can't drink, so...
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Well, you're seeing that crap.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
They should have shown the dead
Or maybe
monster.
I came back to them.
For Molly. I think that was the first story. I remember that being so. Yeah, it was Molly.
Things I
Molly. Yeah.
can't explain, but that I...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
Let her go, Mom. Oh, you're a
I kicked and
douchebag.
screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Oh, Edie.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Good. Old age.
After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
The art in this game is...
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
You're a douchebag.
The rest happened pretty quickly.
Oh, man.
She got better for a while. And then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
What's that sound?
I'm
Why
still
is
not
it
sure what to
purple?
tell you about all this.
Am I a baby?
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
I don't know.
But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes.
My little baby.
And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Okay, well, proof I'm a baby. But, come on, keep it.
This journal was supposed to be
PG
for
or
you.
12 or just not like an 18, please.
But now I hope.
This is literally a... Hurts my eyes.
Things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I thought it might say 2017 or currently being That was a really good game. It's quite fast to complete, but it was good. Gets you every time. Finch one. That's Lewis's room. Yeah. Milton's room. Paint his name. Lewis's as well, again. And Milton's. Gus. Dawn. Edith. The Finches. Dawn, Gus, Gregory. Ah, Dawn and Edie's there. Oh, sure. Dawn and Edie, Walter. So there was 13 of them. They're all dead. Gregory. Jesus. Sam's camera. Barbara. Molly. Calvin. Crazy baby. Molly. What's his name? Walter. That's what room this is here. Calvin again. Barbara. Good. Yeah. She got a shotgun. Watch out. No finger. Deborah James Matthew. Hector Sanchez. I can't read all of that. Oh, Odin. Is an Odin reference there? Barbara. Man, she's this sad. Trick or treat, smell my feet! Haha! Come at me, Rick. Yes. Yeah. I could replay any stories. It's like Gregory, Walter, Odin, Edie and Dawn, Sam, Calvin, Barbara. Donnelly, Milton, Edith. Why she happened to Edith? Oh, it's a song. No. Well, I'm gonna end it here, guys. So